So the other day, I walked into a store to get something from a friend with no intentions of getting anything for myself, and I walked out with this. Now, my excuse is it has a yellow tag on it, and it says your price is $18.99. And I think that is because it has a crack in one of the glass panes. But none of us are perfect, and something broken can still be beautiful. And I'm super excited because I have my heart fixed on making myself a Victorian fairy greenhouse, miniature sized. I'm planning stained glass on the triangles and up in these little crevices, and it's just going to be whimsical as heck. See, I'm a mom, so I can't cuss. Let's go.
So first things first, I traced out the design I wanted, and I kind of went with this flower. Originally I was going to have this border around the outside, but that didn't end up working out. And lining up the design so it was in the center was way harder than I thought it was going to be. And I just used some tape so that I could flip it over and do the design on a flat surface. I will say I originally tried to use the liquid leading from gallery glass, but it was not working. It literally just smeared together, and I think it's because the design was too fine. So I ended up going in with acrylic paint, and it works so much better. I will say it wasn't 3D the same way the leading would be, so that was a little disappointing, but you know, it all worked out. Trying lots of different stained glass designs because I do have a very big project coming up, and I'm very excited to work on that in the future. So I've been practicing lots of different techniques recently, and acrylic paint was interesting, but really not what I was going for. Once again, gallery glass coming in clutch. I will say that I tried a paintbrush this time, something I've never done before, just because of the fact that the lead lines were not 3D, and it worked pretty well. I will say it gave more of that stained glass effect that you think of with stained glass, like the uneven surface, but it was very hard to get all the bubbles out. And the second time through, I did remember that you have to work at this small batches because otherwise it does dry and the color does change. So you can see this green goes on very, very light, and then over time it slightly darkens. Not too much, but it does darken as it dries, and if you have to go in and fix it, then you can mess up the finish. Then I had a nightmare happen where I opened up my bag of soil and just so many fungus gnats, like larvae and flies and everything. That's what I get for getting Miracle-Gro. But I had to fix it, and according to Google, I could bake it. So I went ahead and baked some soil in my oven. So, always an adventure over here, folks. Then I went through and I added the color to the sides of the walls as well. Then it was time to start the actual terrarium part. So I started, just like last time, with some fish tank rocks. I just keep them black so that they blend in with the soil.
Y'all, look at the steam rising off of my potting soil. It's like, what are you baking? Oh, you know, potting soil. So, just normal things on this channel that happen. Exciting. Isn't this the content you want to see? Super exciting.
Then I put in my kind of hot dirt into my terrarium. You can see it steams up the glass. But I made this a few weeks ago now, and I've been keeping a close eye on my terrarium, and I think it killed all the little gnats in there, so it did its job. It was just kind of funky. So life hacks with me if you need to kill fungus gnats in small amounts of soil, you can in fact bake them. Pretty low. I think I did about 250 for about 45 minutes, and it worked really well. So now you know. One of my favorite parts about these projects where I kind of make their own little world is I just love watching them all come together. And putting all the plants in here were super, super satisfying. It wasn't exactly what I envisioned, but I'm still super happy with it. One thing I did not show in this is the fact that I did run to Michael's and I got a little seating set for like the Victorian fairies I have living in my head in here. And you'll see that in the reveal. And speaking of the reveal, once I get all these plants arranged, we're gonna head straight into it. to not film an outro for this video. I have been quite distracted by something that's about to come together, which I believe will be my next video, and I'm super excited about that. So thank you so much for being here. Sorry for kind of the abrupt ending to this video, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Toodles!